Loans secured.
Thank you, Chair. The loans are issued in different times, but we have not tabulated the dates when they were issued. What we had was a column for loans carried forward, but if need be, we can be able to tabulate that and share through the Office of the Auditor General. We have that data.
When was the fund started?
The fund was started in 2014, but operationalized fully in 2015. So it has been there for 10 years, and it has revolved in excess of 245 million, with this default of 20 million.
So was this loan secured? Did you get any security from this cooperative before the loans were issued?
Chair, what we do is this, as I said, these are developmental loans, and we all know that collateral perfection is quite expensive, because I think we have engaged with financial institutions. So for that reason, what we do, we use guarantorship system, whereby we kind of bond the 4 executive committee members with indemnity and a consent to be listed with CLB. So those are the 2 documents that we use. Our loans are mainly not much. We are talking of up to 2 million, 1 million, 2 million. So if you,
and it's not much.
That's not much.
so
in the context of Laikipia.
Yeah.
Chair.
You know, we are concerned about recovery of that money.
Yes.
And you are telling us about 2 million. You know, 2 million is a lot of money, even to us who are seated here.
Yes.
How are you going to recover this money? Because even those collaterals, you have not given us any information about the collateral that these people took the loan. So there is nothing we can show for recoverability of this loan, because even the documents you are referring to are not here. So how do we proceed?
Chair.
Let my assistant assist me.
Let me first of all start by introducing myself. My name is Senator Eddie Okech. I am the Vice Chair of this committee. Governor, how long has the gentleman who is administering this fund been the administrator?
He has been there now 1 year now.
1 year.
Yeah.
If I put it to you that himself and the people who are in the fund have got no capacity, I don't want to say incompetent, I've got no capacity of running this fund in the spirit of what my chair is saying, what will be the way forward. Therefore, probably this fund should be given to maybe a bank to run it on your behalf. Will I be wrong?
Vice Chair, let me say, already it had got to the executive, both the cooperative reforming fund, the business economic stimulus fund, and the enterprise fund. We want to combine them, and the discussion is going on to come up with a bill or a law that will combine all those ones to be administered as one now, more like a microfinance. That's what we want to put them now.
Governor, there is money at stake here. As we are speaking right now, despite all the problems that I'm going to point to you here, these loans are still being issued. True or false? They are still being issued.
Yes.
There is 18 million here at stake that you don't know that we'll be able to recover. The incompetence that I'm seeing, number one, some loans are being charged interest, or instead to be charged interest, some aren't. Your administrator has told us here that he has issued demand letters. As I've gone through this entire document, the demand letters for people to be able to pay back this money. I've gone through the auditor's documents and the documents you have served us here. There is no demand letters. Unless there's anything that we're seeing demand letters here, I'm not seeing any demand letters. And if there's a demand letter, Governor, of somebody who is following up on the money, that is a public money. Those demand letters will show consequences. For instance, if I was you have worked for 1 year, I would show in that demand letter, if you do not give me back our money by the next 14 days, this action will be taken. Are you seeing that, Governor? The worst part of it, my chair has just asked whether there was collateral issues. You have heard what your administrator has talked about, that the collateral issues is a very expensive affair to do. At the very least, the response should have been what were terms and conditions for each respective loans when they were being issued. Chair, have you seen any documentation in terms of this is the terms and conditions of this loan? We are giving, for instance, there is a cooperative here called Ngarua Dairy Limited. We are giving you 1.5 million. This is the terms and conditions. Is anybody seeing that? There is Kinamba. In fact, even Ngarua Millers, 2.3 million. We are giving you this money. These are the terms and conditions. So that where there is no collateralized loan given to these members, there is terms and conditions that defines it. It's not there. So, Governor, there is no way you can continue disbursing this money with the same team that you have. Unless I can put it to you that these are politically given loan. This could be cronies of yours or of the administrator. They are getting some free money, and they are insulated by the fact that government does not take executive action to make sure that these things run properly. So, Chair, my suggestion would be there is no content here to look at. Even if you look at the page that the administrator has told us, Chair, look at it, page 8. Page 8, which you have referred us to, look at the recovery. The recovery is below 1% of the entire loans. So this probably, Chair, we should just make a decision that this fund either be disbanded, or if it must continue because there is proper need, then it will be taken through the right professionals who do it, which could be maybe a bank.
Chairman, to agree with what Vice Chair is saying, Chair.
And we have one member at a time, please.
Okay.
Senator King.
Thank you. Chair, to agree, because what the fund manager is doing, he's engaging in verbal gymnastics. We asked a question, which he did not answer. We asked about the table itself. Then I am looking at, for example, you go to table 2. I'm looking down at something called Ndurumo cereal and produce. They were given 100,000. They have paid 29,000. The balance is 71,000. When you go to short notes, they have indicated that the SACCO has a loan balance of 71 and advise that they will strive to pay before. This strive to pay is not demand, it's just they will pay. Another interesting thing is Morocco Dairy Farm. Morocco Dairy. If you look at Morocco Dairy, which is number 16, Morocco Dairy were given 126,000. They have not paid anything, and they have a penalty. That question was asked by Senator Ofelgio Marakwet. What is the requirement that others are penalized, others are not? If you read at the short notes, that's the most interesting thing. This circle at page, I'm reading page 11, up 12. Page 11, now I'm reading Morocco Dairy. This circle has a loan of 126,000 and a penalty of 18,000. They have requested to reschedule their loan. The way Vice Chair you are saying is just casually. They also sought help to operate their milk cooler by getting the county's services on borehole drilling. Matter to be escalated to the governor. Governor, this matter has been escalated to you, my guess, not for borehole, but for you to pay this money, 126. I know they're your friends and they're my friend too.
The matter has,
Chair, I want to confirm and to say that Morocco is my home area, but they need to pay the loans.
Morocco or Morocco?
Morocco. I know I am trying to be English, but it is in good languages, Morocco.
Chair, if you allow, so that I am pointed to one demand letter, but where we have in documentations here, I want to see a demand letter, just one. Can you point me to a page or anywhere that you want to point to me, because you said you have done demand letters, with consequences of what you indicated as in the demand letter?
Chair, I think I asked the same question, but then it has not been responded to.
Okay, you know, honorable members, I just want to make a directive that will help us manage time and move forward. I'm looking at with the assistance of the clerk here, the issue of non-performing loans. It is not just in this cooperative fund, but also it is an issue in enterprise fund, the two funds. Enterprise fund has 18 million, which is yet to be recovered. And looking at the answers that the officers have given governor, is the same. It's just like copy-paste for one fund to another. And in the appendixes, there is no evidence that demand notices have been given. So I think I would just direct that these two particular funds, Governor, you need to look at it, and maybe you give us better strategies of how you are going to recover this money from the people who have not paid, defaulters.
Chair, you can also include business stimulus, enterprise and business stimulus. That's why I agree with the governor that he needs to relook and create a law to match this, because there are too many.
Yeah, even business stimulus, how much is owed in business stimulus? That information is not available here. But there were efforts to wind up the fund because we don't know the reason why. So maybe, Governor, these three funds, maybe you can address the committee on these three funds.
Chair, as I had mentioned earlier, taking note on the concerns coming from this committee, is that we had also the same. We had really had a lot of engagement and discussion over the three funds. One, the business economic stimulus program, is we had already recovered much of that money and to be taken because we wanted to wide it up. But again, we thought that we can be able administratively to put all of them together. But we are taking also the advice that whether can it be administered at another level. But this is a discussion that is ongoing, and therefore, Chair, I would just want to admit and acknowledge the concerns from the committee. And as we now, because it's in the progress of trying to merge all the funds together, I will take note on the advice that given. But again, Vice Chair, what has not been provided, a copy of the demand note. Already, it's just that it wasn't attached, but it is available. At least a copy, just to show that there was a demand note, which I'm also interested to see.
You are interested to see, so you have not been taking keen interest on this company's governor. Is a major management response to this demand, to these queries that have been put by the auditor. But that said, I think that Chair, perhaps you direct on the demand letters, because it's the only thing we have to actually think that will give us confidence that this money will be paid. We don't want a sample. Chair, perhaps you direct. Is the county attorney here? Yeah, the county attorney to supply this committee with all the demand letters. Right dated and with enough consequences indicated, all of the demand letters to all the people who are defaulting. Okay. Supply them to our clerk, and then we will make sense of them at our report writing. Isn't it, Chair? I'm just requesting that perhaps that should be a directive, Chair.
You know, the good thing is that the auditor is on the ground.
Yeah.
Is it the case, auditor?
Yes. Chair.
So very soon he's coming up with a report for 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
And these issues are going to recur.
Yeah.
They are going to recur. And auditors, members discuss this, you are noting the issues that we are asking. So when you do your management meetings, point out these issues, because our concern is recoverability of this money and viability of these funds. And in fact, there is a third fund called the...
And Chair, just before you leave there, Chair,
Yes.
on this long outstanding current portion of long-term receivables, there is money which was transferred from the fund to the executive, the county executive, and has not been refunded.
Yeah, that's why we generally said there are issues with these funds, which, Governor, you really need to sit down and have them addressed. Now that the auditor is on the ground with the current audit, so that we don't have these issues coming up in the next report. I was talking about the asset leasing. Asset leasing from the report is like another fund that is proceeding to death because the auditor has raised the issue of material uncertainty of this fund. The auditor has also raised the issue of negative working capital, which also combines on the issue of material uncertainty. And then there is a very important issue, the inability to pay long outstanding payables. So again, this one is also issue. So these business funds, the cooperative fund, enterprise development fund, asset leasing fund, business stimulus fund, all these have similar issues, Governor. The issue of recoverability, the issue of sustainability, and basically whether there is value for money or not. Yes.
Chair, I think the good manager is very busy to help him not to recover money, because he was quick to point to you about a lawyer who has written to them to waive or to restructure. But on the same breath, he is in pain to explain the demand letter, which he's supposed to be explaining, instead of telling us the way he's going to not to pay, to be paid his money. And I don't know whether these funds, all these funds, these officers sit together, because I'm looking at a fund which is public officer, car loan. There you can see demand letters. If they, you
are coming there.
No, I'm just saying, Chair, if they sit together, they can exchange notes, will not be struggling here, because they can see the demand letter for different officers, instead of him struggling to say there is a sample which he did not attach. But he was quick to attach to the, a letter from the lawyer who is giving as a response of them not to pay.
So, members, with your permission, I'm proposing this, that these particular 4 funds, we allow the county to engage the auditors further on the issue of recoverability of the money that has been given out. And now that they are doing the audit, is the best time for them to engage. Then we look at the report that they are going to give. But I can see several hands up. EACC? Take the mic, please.
The cooperative fund, I just wanted to find out, just because the cooperative is a devolved function under Schedule 4, whether the county as a cooperative department and the collaboration between the department and the fund in terms of recovering this fund. because I know the cooperative department could be responsible for registering these circles, supervising, monitoring, auditing. And these circles have shares, maybe shares, deposits that could be used to guarantee these loans. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. And some of these cooperatives are deposit-taking cooperatives, which are regulated by SASRA. So, Governor, again, what has been, have you contacted SASRA to help you in this problem?
No, but Chair, I think the question by Kidoti is a very important one. Do you have a cooperative department? I think that's a fundamental question. And how is that cooperative department nexting with these particular cooperatives? It's a simple question, but an important one.
Through the chair, I think.
No, that's not your question to answer.
Okay.
That's the question for the governor. Do you run a department called cooperative under the executive?
No, Faisha, before you came, I informed this committee that the reason I have come with all these people is also a learning process. So he's also learning. I have a department, a whole department of cooperative, and now the chief officer is even here, who runs the whole department of cooperative. I'd actually take note on that advice that some of them is they have the dividends that they give out, and they also do business, and therefore this is a point. And I wanted to take note on the advice from the chair that now that the Auditor General are on the ground, why don't we push the four funds, and some of these issues that are coming, we go out together and have that candid discussion. Part of it is learning process, because we are not all perfect. We can learn, and particularly for me, where there is already a goodwill, to merge all of them to cut cost in terms of administration and even perfection. Because at the end of the day, the idea, the principle behind forming these enterprises and these development funds, it was just to help our cooperatives, our self-help groups to be able to bear out, because they cannot just walk to the bank, many of them. So we wanted to give them a starting capital that they can be able to upgrade and get to the bank and financial institutions where they can now be able to pay the 18%. Because all these funds, whether it's enterprise fund, whether it's cooperative fund, imagine the interest is only 6%. So it's just more like, just to help. And therefore, but we take note on the advice. If we are allowed to take the directive from the chair, the way he have directed, we engage the Auditor General, because they are on the ground, and we are going to give a better report, or not a better report, a progress report on how we have made the decision. If you are allowed.
Chair.
I think that's fine, Chair, but I want to just to make, I don't want to dominate on this conversation, but just, these are clearly a very serious issue. Other than the three other funds, the cooperative fund, because of what the EACC has said, is a very serious issue. And you have said you've got a CEC in charge. Chair, maybe we're not ready now, but is the CEC aware of the provisions by the Ministry of Cooperative and SASRA, which the Chair mentioned, in terms of how then a cooperative fund should run? Right? Because when you're going to sort out this, you cannot sort it out the same with other funds. And you know, there's performance loans that must be 1% at any given time, the watch 5%, the substandard 25%, the doubtful one 50%, and any other bad loans could capitulate it to about 100%. Is he aware? Because you say that it seems you have all come to learn here. If he's aware of this provision, can he go then and align with this particular fund to those provisions?
Would you allow me to give the Chief Officer Cooperative, just to confirm that he is aware of that?
Chief Officer Cooperative.
Thank you, Chair and Vice Chair and the Governor. We realize that these are long-term loans that have been for around 15 years to start with. And this financial year, we've employed cooperative auditors and we've employed cooperative officers. Actually, we have 8 cooperative officers and we have employed 4 cooperative auditors. Each cooperative officer is managing a cooperative society. and part of their key deliverables is loan recovery and management of the funds that these cooperatives have. And going forward, Chairman, we have started to see progress of recovering of this money since those issues were, since the officers came. They are now 3 months in office. They've not even finished probation, but we've seen them, the funds they are able to follow and payment is happening. In Laikipia, we also have LACOSOF, which is an association for all cooperatives. They are also assisting us in following up on these loans. So, your Chairman, we are on the task, and we should be able to report positive feedback going forward.
Very well. I had directed that now the auditor is on the ground. You will have time to explain all those issues to him and give serious strategies of how this money will be recovered, so that in the next report we will not have these queries we are having.
Chair.
Including the issue of your office, which basically should be helping the county to recover this money from these cooperatives. I do not want to go back because
Chair, I just wanted the governor to explain about this 5.550 million, which was transferred from the fund to the county executive.
Which
and
fund?
what?
Fund? Which fund is that?
No, this is not cooperative. This is lease.
Stimulus.
Yeah. This is. Yeah, stimulus fund. I just wanted to hear a bit of that, Chair, because how was this fund transferred to the county? And it is for 4 executive financial years, and it has not been paid. And what does the PFM say about public fund?
Which query are you referring to?
I'm referring to long outstanding current portion of long-term receivables. Chair, Chair. I just want to hear a bit of this, please, Chair. Chair, I thought you gave direction on the funds, and we should make progress.
Yes.
So that we move
I had said that the county
you
will
gave
sit down
direction,
with the
Chair.
auditor to look at this in detail now that they are doing an audit review.
Yeah, let's
And
make
then,
progress.
we look at it because this issue is related to the issue of closure of the fund, because they are proposed to close the fund for reasons which will emanate in their meeting.
Nakanyangia tu lakini ni sawa. Sijibiwe.
Chair, with your permission. Chair, with your kind permission. Mine is through you, Chair, to maybe request the committee, the county. Some of these funds are lapsing. Those funds have a lifespan of 10 years, after the end of which they have to seek the mandate of the county executive committee and the county assembly to extend their lifespan. Maybe it's an issue that they can consider going forward.
So I think that issue is another issue that you can pick up, auditor, the lapsing of this fund, because if they lapse and the money has not been refunded, that becomes another issue altogether. So that's an issue you need to look at. And the issue of internal borrowing, actually what you have raised is an issue of internal borrowing, which is allowed by law. But the repayment must be done within
These are 4 financial years.
12 months.
4 financial years, Chair. And that's why I needed an explanation from the government. Yes. He should respond to that, and I don't know why members are defending not to be responded. I actually demand a response for that. Chair, as a member of this committee, I have a right.
Senator, you are out of order. You know, the chair has given a directive, because we have seen these funds have a problem.
I actually, Chair, I had even asked that question before you gave the direction, and it was not answered. Immediately I asked, you gave a direction. And I needed a
Okay, for your
response.
satisfaction,
Yes.
I will allow Governor to explain the issue.
Chair,
of
will
internal-
we make progress? If you had meant a ruling, then we go
Okay,
back.
okay, just on that bit of internal borrowing. Governor, maybe you can, for your satisfaction of the Senate.
Chair, sorry for this. And I would say now that we have this discussion that will go on, we need to fast track that it was internal borrowing. And the reason why we did borrow is because of these issues that we have delayed reimbursement from, and there are issues that some of them are urgent, and that's why. And therefore, I would fast track and ensure that as we discuss with the Attorney General, that the Auditor General, that money is reimbursed. I know it has taken years, but I'm sure that the team there's something that they are doing to ensure that that money is, now that it is just internal borrowing, is within the same government. Okay, we had not given it that seriousness to pay back because it's the same county. It's not something that has gone out, but we'll take it. We'll take note and we'll do what is appropriate and needful to make sure that that money is reimbursed.
Governor, the internal borrowing says that it should be refunded within 1 year. This has taken 4 years. So, kwenda urudishe hiyo pesa tafadhali.
Drusha, point noted.
You are giving a directive. That one, you wait when you are doing a report writing. Then you... Anyway, that was on a light note, but we have given a very serious directive, Governor. Those 4 funds, you sit down with the auditors, all the issues should be sorted out. Most importantly, recovery of the money. That as we want to see tangible steps that your administration has taken to recover that money that has been loaned out to the defaulters. And you know this, Governor, you know, we are facing these problems with every county that appears. These issues of empowerment fund, enterprise fund, trade, cooperative fund, they have issues of recoverability. Now it's going to force us as a Senate to recommend that those kind of funds should be abolished because it is like free money. Have an obligation to pay back.
Equity in loan disbursements.
That was one of the issues.
Yes.
Another one was unsupported mortgage funds disbursement, which affects unserviceability of the loans. So let's get to the auditor, please.
Thank you, Chair. On County Executive State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024, the report had a qualified opinion. We raised 8 issues. After reviewing the response given by management, 1 issue has been addressed, 1 is partly addressed, and 6 remain not addressed. I would allow my director to read those which have not been addressed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Let me read the query on unserviced loans. The statement of financial position and note 5 to the financial statements reflect receivables from exchange transactions balance of 89,315,853, which includes Kenya shillings 1.3 million and 90,133 as the current portion of long-term receivables, and 87,925,719 as long-term receivables from exchange transactions. Included in this balance is an outstanding loan totaling to Kenya shillings 14,716,721 owed by 4 former employees who exited the County Executive Public Service in the year 2022. However, these loans remained unserviced and the their recoverability remains doubtful. In the circumstances, the recoverability of the loan balance of Kenya shillings 14,716,721 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, you are ready to respond.
Chair, the committee has made several concerted efforts in the recovery of the above stated outstanding loans by issuing demand letters, and has also engaged in with the county attorney for follow-ups. The county has also withheld the clearance certificate for the former state officer for the processing of gratuity. From the above efforts, the committee has managed to recover part of the loan as shown in the table below. Chair, you can see the four of them, the outstanding amount and the amount paid and the balance that is there. And I know the county attorney is following up on that. And we have held the certificate of, so that they cannot get their gratuity, and they have not been cleared so far.
Auditor, your comments on that response?
Thank you, Chair. 3 out of the 4 employees who had exited the executive public service still owes the fund loans amounting to 12.6 million out of the 14.7 million. However, recovery of 2 million after the response was confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
So, honorable members, Senator Mbugu.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe to the auditor, would you be able to tell us whether these loans, what nature were they? Mortgage, car loan, and were those assets registered jointly with the county?
Thank you, Chair. These loans are mixed up. That is both a car loan and mortgage. And on the second issue, on securing, we have raised an issue related to the same, which has remained not addressed. Thank you.
So in other words, you are saying they were not registered jointly between the people who are advanced and the county?
Confirm the honourable member.
Chair,
Yes, Senator Tobiko.
what were the securities for these loans?
That takes you to the query. Your question takes you to the query on the same and supported mortgage funds disbursement. Maybe we should have combined the two queries.
It's good to let them read that one so that we ask questions.
Yeah, you can read that.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Let me read query on unsupported mortgage funds disbursements. The statement of cash flows for the year ended 30 June 2024 reflects a loan disbursement balance of Kenya shillings 64,124,550. The balance includes Kenya shillings 47,624,550 issued to 12 members in respect of mortgages. However, the mortgage disbursements lacked supporting documents as evidence demonstrating that the funds were issued for the intended purposes as outlined in the regulations, which includes copies of the designs of the proposed residential property duly approved by the relevant authority within whose area is to be situated. Further, an amount of Kenya shillings 5,954,661 was issued to 2 members in respect to loan refinancing or buy-offs. However, the fund regulations do not have any provisions on loan refinancing or buy-offs. In the circumstances, the fund management was in breach of the fund's regulations. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe, Governor, you can read the response.
Chair, the LAD Act 2012 and LAD Registration Act 2012 govern mortgages and their registration. A mortgage is defined as any charge on immovable property created merely for securing a loan. In light of the foregoing, this means that the element of charging an immovable property is paramount. Regulation 15 of the Laikipia County Executive State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme FAD, Regulations 2021 led together with the RAD Act 2012 provides for the requisite requirements in application for mortgages and general provisions on charges. The disbursement made to the 12 applicants has been utilized in acquiring property, which is a major prerequisite before one develops, renovate or repair as the regulation envisages when one wishes to construct a house. Notably, the amount of mortgage currently disbursed cannot complete construction of a house, so applicants have to face home ownership. Home ownership must start with land ownership. But any additionality information, Chair, just for any clarity I can give to the Chief Officer, if you allow me.
Chief Officer, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. I would just wish to state that for all loans that were issued for the 12, the property has been charged, land and title deeds, and for motor vehicles, the vehicles are jointly charged with the jointly owned with the county. That is, their logbook has been taken charge of by the county, just like the banks normally do. Now, the issue is on the issue of submission of designs, which actually is a requirement of that designs when you are taking a mortgage. However, the loans that the current mortgage is able to give, because of purposes of equity and ensuring that they reach the biggest number of employees as possible, is at the moment
which is also a query.
Okay, that it reaches the most number of people possible, then we have generally capped it at 5 million. You will find that the value of the whole scheme is at 135 million, and according to the SRC circular, there are people who would qualify even for 40 million in the fund. So we have literally capped it between 5 and 7 million, which is just enough to buy land. And when somebody pays back, then they can reapply for construction. So most people have opted to purchase land, and which they have presented as collateral, and which has been charged with the county government as part of the fund. I also wish to mention that if you read that closely with the earlier query, is that the fund has taken serious action to pursue the defaults, and that is why of all the car loans and mortgages issued, there, apart from the 2 defaults, there were 4 defaults, of which 2 are now, 1 is fully paid, the other one is currently being paid under check-off. Only 2 are now currently being pursued through the office of the county attorney to recover the funds. And for those, we have held back the clearances, and also we have the charge documents for the sale that are with the county.
That you have not given us that information, the one you are referring to. So maybe members, you notice that we are dealing with 2 queries at the same time. So when you raise your issues, talk about a service loan together with even the equity, even issue of interest. The interest issue has been highlighted here as well, that the loans defaulters are not being charged the market rate for interest. So any issue, members? Senator Mbugwa, you are there.
Yes, Chair. From what the Chief Officer is explaining and what the auditors have explained, Auditor, there seems to, you are taking different views from what you are saying and what the Chief Officer has explained. Him is saying that these loans were secured, and you are saying the opposite. Is that true?
Through the chair, yes, there seems to be some contradiction. In fact, that's what we are consulting, because you have the first unserviced has singled out 4 who have exited. Now we are going back to our workings to confirm that charging of those loans. That is car loan and mortgage. Probably before the meeting is over, maybe you can confirm that our statement against the management. Thank you.
Because I would have expected the charge document is talking about were availed to you. Did you ever have a look at them, or were they availed to you?
Through the chair, just 1 minute. Consult the director.
Chair, in the absence, may I hear this from the chief officer? In the absence of security, how much is their gratuity? Because they are saying that they are withholding their clearance certificates, maybe basing that could be used, the amount could be used kind of to recover the loan.
Yeah, I have 2 issues.
It's illegal to recover from pension.
You can't, yeah.
Then what is the point of withholding their certificate of clearance?
To force them to Chair, mine are 2 issues.
Yes. They are holding them illegally.
Chair.
You can take them to court.
Maybe the chief officer and the governor, they can listen. Chair, mine are 2 issues. Number 1 is the loan period. Because, Governor, you know your term and the term of your CCs, which you can also relieve them of the duties early. The repayment period within the contract period of the employee. And then secondly, Chair, if you check on the equity, it looks like the county government of Laikipia is only giving loans to chief officers and above. There is discrimination. It's like you're not giving loan to those who are lower in the rank.
Any other issue?
Chair, perhaps the governor should respond to some of these things that are being asked.
Yeah.
Because the more you compile it, the more the governor gets easy and keeps on waiting for them to compile, and then we'll give them with one summative
Maybe
response.
Just one, because we are trying to manage time also. The issue of these demanding notices were given in May 2023, which is now 2 years, more than 2 years. So what happened to them, Governor? Did they respond? And if they didn't respond, what action have you taken? So you can respond to that first set of questions, and then we come for the second.
Chair, so that we make it faster, I allow me to give to the chief officer. And also we have the county attorney here who is also taking note on some of the concerns. Chief officer.
I will respond on the issue of the gratuity. We cannot recover from gratuity. The gratuity is just held as a way of ensuring that they clear by paying, because it means that they have not cleared. Then I would add that mostly that the collateral that is given to the county is land, and I just wish to clarify that the charge documents that are available are for the land, and the loans have been capped to ensure that at the moment everybody who takes a car loan is able to pay that up to 3 months to their exit. That is for contract people, and for non-contract personnel that goes for 7 years, and also if it is for land, then that is for a mortgage, 6 months to the end of the contract to allow for proper discharge. Because when you charge, you also have to discharge. I just wished to clarify that the documents that that were raised by query number 2, unsupported mortgage fund disbursements, were copies of the designs for the residential properties, not the charge documents. The charge documents were actually provided and they have not been queried. It is just the design designs for the proposed residences duly approved by the relevant authority. On the issue of recovery, we have recovered from 2 people. The other one are being followed up by the Office of the County Attorney. He can just comment on the same.
Allow the County Attorney Chair to respond.
County Attorney.
Yes, I confirm indeed that we are following up on the 2 outstanding defaulters. As at July this year, they had confirmed that they will start repayment. We had a committee meeting after that, and we decided that now we move to court because they have been committing to pay but not pay. So that is the next step we are taking, because we have done demand letters, we have tried to talk to them, and they committed even via email to start paying, but they have not. So we want to move now to court.
This information, did you avail it to the auditor?
The last communication was as at July this year. That is when they did their email. So I think that was the report had already been done before then, by that time.
Now that he's auditing now.
Yes, we will avail that information. Yes.
Yeah. Proceed to the other queries. Let them finish the first set and then. The chief officer, you are answering questions. You have forgotten.
No, I finished the question.
No, I asked you a question about from May 2023. It's more than 2 years. What happened to the demand notices?
For of the 4 demand notices,
yeah,
2 of the people who we made demands, one has already cleared. Actually, 2 have already cleared. We were left with 3. Of the 3, 1 is making regular payment, requested to make regular payments as they had gone to a ministry. So they are making a regular payment of 100,000 per month, consistently. The other 2, that is, they have not taken action, and that is the people who we referred to the Office of the County Attorney to recover using legal means.
What did they? What kind of loans? Was they car loans or it was mortgage? The 2.
The 2 is mortgage.
It's mortgage. Okay, another set of questions. Senator.
Yeah, did he answer our questions? You know, there was a question I said, what is the duration of the loan? Is it based on the contract? Then Chair, I also asked a simple question. How come the loans are not equitably given out on first come, first serve?
Yeah, that one you had forgotten. Yeah. Chief Officer through the governor.
Sorry. With your permission, Chair, Your Excellency, I just wish to clarify that.
The chair has to give you, your governor has to give you permission because you are not the governor.
Yes.
He has to say on record. Yeah.
Chair, they are also in learning process, so I'll allow them. So let me give him.
These people are learning for way too long. The election is coming.
Now that you have the permission, you can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I just wish to clarify that on the question of the duration, as I had stated, that if it is on a contract basis, before 3 months of you leaving your contract expiring, that is the last payment date. And that is for car loan. For mortgage, before 6 months, you have to have cleared your mortgage before 6 months so that you are also granted time to collect your discharge. So that is for contract staff. For permanent and pensionable staff, the SRC has opened that you can take the time you require, but because of the challenges we have learned over time, we have stated that as a committee, you take for a loan for 7 years. If you clear, then you can reapply. So that way we are able to manage the risk that is associated with any sort of issue that can arise.
But for equity.
So,
on the issue of equity, I wish to state that there is no stated regulation or constraint to anyone in the county applying for the car and mortgage. And all those people who have applied, having gone through the rigorous process of providing collateral and all that, they have been able to get their loans. In fact, last year, in the next now statement, there's somebody in job group F who has actually applied and they'll be getting. So, and there are people who are in job group L and the like who have gotten. The issue has been the criteria or the rigor of qualification. You'll find that one of the demands that we need collateral has been putting many people off because now most people don't have collateral. And to support that, and there is a query on that here, we have told people, get a commercial loan, get submit your title when you buy the land, and then come to the fund for payback. So that we've done just to ensure that we are able to reach the most people or the most employees in the county. Thank you.
Any set of questions? I saw you raising your hand.
Chair, my question was about the security.
It has been answered.
Yes.
Senator.
So, Chair, my question
today
is.
You are in high strength to.
Hey, what is it, Chair?
No.
Huh?
No, proceed. Proceed.
Yeah, my question is about the people who have exited and have completed the 3 months that they were supposed to pay. Are you charging them the interest, the standard interest, the current interest on their loans?
Chair, allow Chief Officer to respond.
Actually, that is a query, one of the queries that has been raised. The application, failure to charge prevailing market rate of interest.
Thank you very much, Chair. According to our regulation, if you leave after 3 months, you are supposed to be charged market rate. However, the SRC circular or the SRC has guided using a circular which states as long as somebody has not defaulted and they continue to pay, they should continue paying at the rate of the county, that is 3%. But for people who default, then the market rate will revert to market rate. So, unfortunately, for those ones who have defaulted, we have just moved to market rate because now that is what the circular says.
No, but that's not what you have explained is okay. But that's the same query that the auditor is raising. That the 14 million that is outstanding, you have continued to apply 3% interest and not the prevailing market rate.
For those people who have not defaulted and have left the county, we have applied the county rate of 3%. That is consistent with the SRC circular. Of course, we note that our regulation says something else, but it is a regulation to be aligned with the circular. Now, for those people who have defaulted absolutely and who are not paying, then for those ones we are applying the market rate of interest.
Yeah, I think if you read the query deeply, there are 3 aspects to it. One, the issue of defaulting, then the rate reverts to market rate. When you leave employment with the county government, you cease to be an employee, so you don't enjoy the 3%. Unless you pay
within 3 months.
Unless you pay, within a month. No, within 3 months.
Yeah, that's what the law says.
Within 3 months. After 3 months, you go to market rate.
And the SRC cannot be law. SRC can only be a circular. Because they don't make laws. The people who make laws is your senator here.
Chair, there is even a letter of theirs here which they are quoting that very clearly. And I wonder why he's answering contrary to their own writing.
So what we can direct is that we have directed you to recover the money, but recover with the interest at market rate for those who have left employment with you and for those who have defaulted.
Yeah, suppose. Okay, I have not checked the SRC guidelines. Supposing, this is a good employee that has left and paying without defaulting. Do you want to punish? No, because it is when you default then you. Because I'm sure that even the employees of ex-banks, they still enjoy the rates that the banks gave out. So maybe that's something that we need clarity from the legal minds.
You know, this is not just SRC. Their own regulation.
It's their own regulation and the country's legislation. The person who is saying this,
then they need to amend to make it attractive also.
Senator Kisang, you yourself, you have got mortgage in Parliament tied to 5 years. If you're not able to pay all of it, but you're a regular payer, will it apply when you finish your term?
But for Parliament, there is no way your loan will go beyond the Parliament life.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It applies to public officers. It doesn't go beyond your term of service. Your term of service, you're only given a grace period of 3 months. That's the national law.
That's why what happens is, the biggest challenge with the counties, the people who are getting the loan, CCs, chief officers, and they can be fired. But for me, I cannot be fired for 5 years. And if by bad luck somebody passes on, there is an insurance to take of it. So the challenge is, if the governor is bitch, then...
But Chair, looking at these documents, I don't see why we'll be having these backlog of big loans because it's attached to a term. And the people I'm seeing here, because I know all of them, there is no way they were not fired. They stayed to their completion of their term. Yeah. So I don't see, or I don't understand how we'll be having this kind of backlog. Because the truth of the matter is, when you are given either mortgage or car loan, it is attached to the term of, unless now it's an officer, the ones who are PNP, those ones they are allowed to a long duration of time. Even here, because I'm looking, maybe I have a benefit of knowing of some of the letters I'm seeing here for demand letter. So for me, Governor, I don't know why some of the officers who are here, they have not paid and they exited the service at the right time. They were not fired, they were not impeached. And I know if you are giving loan or mortgage, it is attached to their salaries. And they were paid salary, which it's easier for you to recover. You are the ones who is paying them. So you recover at the point of payment. So I don't know why we are having this kind of back and forth, and it will be quickly, unless maybe it will be for few who are PNP. Those I know they can default because you'll be with them for a long time. But for a few who are there on contractual basis, I don't think we'll be having this. And then we need some guarantee, if so to speak, or what did you call, maybe land? It's what? Yeah, land. But he was telling us, no, we wanted to make it we want to make it lucrative. Why do you want to make it lucrative and people are not paying?
Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Chair, very quickly, I think we are debating the law. And the law that, as I'm getting it, if I simplify it, between SRC circular and the county laws passed by your MCAs, which one is superior? That's what we are asking here. And we have been through this a number of times, between the county laws that are passed and national laws, which is superior. Where national laws are in contradiction with county laws, the national laws will prevail. It's as simple as that. Where a county law is contradicting a secular from SRC, the county law will prevail because the county lawmakers are lawmakers. And you have an attorney who can say this. This is not our document. This is your document. Part 4 of the general provision of this loan passed by Laikipia County, again in the subsidiary law of 2021. If you look at section 25(1), it says this: the borrower shall have a 3-month period within which they shall clear the loan facility in full, failure to which the loan shall revert to prevailing market rates of the interest. So is the administrator or CC, and I think this is administrator, which are you choosing to follow? You're choosing to follow SRC or your laws?
Okay.
And which one do you find to be superior?
Lastly, can I have a word from the governor?
Governor.
Vice Chair, you have raised a very important point. Where the county and the national laws contradict, or the national government, the national laws take lead.
Yes.
Where now the circular comes on board and coming from the same national, because SRC is so for us, I know that's probably where, and this is an important discussion, though not now, but very important because not only SRC, there are other laws that are even coming from control budget. And I'm sure that is all contradicting. I have been in the Council of Governors discussing some of these contradictory, and I know there is even bursary issue that is going on, and many other. But for me, it's something that even outside here, because this is not a county thing, is more of the 2 levels of the government, I think it can be discussed at another level. Because now, he is going as per the SRC circular.
And ignoring your own law.
Anyway, honorable members,
Chair,
let our legal also advise us, please.
As the advisors, maybe I'm not, Kinyo
It is SRC that even sets the salaries for us and all that, and mileage. And
Kinyo has just been as a commissioner.
And
No.
And his experience.
The truth of the matter is this. Eddie Okech can talk too good English, but it is the truth of the matter is these constitutional offices, they are in our constitution. We have debated in many of these commissions, in Parliament Service Commission, about the mileage. You can only refer to SRC. Even the salary, Member of Parliament, everybody know. Member of Parliament try many things, but you refer to SRC. Deadlines, as simple as that.
Do you have any
mileage? Can we list, honorable members? You said you wanted to manage. You said you wanted to manage time. I can see you want to stay here until.
Chair,
can we have
we are done.
a comment from the legal, and then we can close that debate.
There have been cases where the Supreme Court has decided that the advice and opinions of SRC are binding. So it's a matter that has been in court between various state corporations and SRC. And the Supreme Court, in their rulings, in their judgment, they have indicated that whatever SRC advises is not just an advisory; it's a binding advisory that they give. It binds all the public officers and the state officers under which the salaries and remuneration commission assess and regulates the remunerations. So, he has understood, yeah. So,
honorable members, I think you have been educated on that. So I think we have come to the end. I will just require, because of time, we are beyond 5. Only the senator and the governor.
Chair, with your permission.
And myself, yeah.
With your permission, kindly. On the issue of pensions, maybe the county might refer to Section 13 of the Pensions Act, whereby pension can be attached if it is a debt to the government.
Through a court order.
Yeah, through a court order, it can be. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so that is for the county attorney to note. If these people refuse to pay, you deduct their pension, but get a court order. So, Senator Kinyua, Commissioner, 1 minute of your closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, for giving me this opportunity. I want to tell officers from Laikipia, especially from the different funds, this money belongs to the people of Kenya. So when you are giving it out, you are giving it out on behalf of people of Kenya. So it is your obligation to make sure you collect that money. We are not giving it for free. So that's what I would request you to, but you must give it to the people of Laikipia because they need that money for the purpose of improving their quality of life. But you must recover it so that you can give to the other people because most of this is a revolving fund. And we are here as Senate to oversight to make sure the money is provided for and at the same time the money is recovered so that you can give to other people. And Chairman, the different funds that are taken to Laikipia, I want to confirm. I have seen some of these circles. They are doing a magnificent job. Some of them are. There's one like Nabosa in Nanyuki. They are doing a magnificent job. There's another one in Ngarwa. They are doing a good job. But for those ones that are here and they are not paying, please, Governor, please follow up so that the money can revolve to our people who are still waiting because in Laikipia we are having a big problem in terms of circulation of money. And there's this fund I saw that you took money to give children food. But when you came to the Committee of Education, I am aware that Laikipia is not giving food to our ECDs. Please, Governor, Laikipia is a semi-arid. We need to be giving our children food because that is this is the time that they need that food for them to be in school. Like, for example, the northern part of Laikipia, we have a lot of problems and difficulties. So please, Governor, put your feet down, as the chairman said about one of your officers, so that at least Laikipia, the money that we get from the national government, the one that we work so hard here at the Senate to increase, it can be used properly. Thank you, Chairman.
Governor, your comments, your final comments?
Chair, our senator has spoken, and therefore, I want to take this opportunity to say I've taken note on a number of concerns from the honorable members of this committee. I've taken note. I've also taken the advice from the legal team and from our partners, and I want to assure you that we will follow to the dot. We'll do the best way, even to use the resources that is entrusted to us in a prudent way for the good of this country. But the bottom line is the principle that was behind us establishing these funds for the good of our people and giving them an ease moment and ease environment for them to grow. But we have taken note on the concerns and the issues that we need to address, and I want to assure you that we are going to address together with the Auditor General, the Auditor General, when they come to the ground, or now that they are on the ground, we will be able to take up those issues. And I'm sure when you are coming to this house again, this committee, I'm sure that you get a different report. Thank you. And we really want to welcome even this committee. And I would want to welcome this committee not only to Laikipia but also to others. But because the Laikipia is the one that is sets the pace, other counties follow. So I would want to encourage you to come and see how these funds, so that we only don't see only one part, but also see how impactful these funds are, even beside the other Vice Chairman's empowerment program that he is having, so we can do better.
Thank you, Governor, for coming, honoring to come before us. I think you have finished your assignment with us for this year, but as noted, the 4 funds, you need to put more efforts because we want to see public money being given for a good cause and also being recovered. So I think as you have realized from this engagement, you will need to up your game in terms of recovery. And we will be keeping a watch through our auditors here to ensure that the next report, we will not have the same things coming back to us regarding inability to recover the money that has been given out. Because most of the people who have been given money here are known to you. The cooperatives are not known. The cooperatives are actually under some law. And it shouldn't be very difficult for you to recover the money that you have given them. Otherwise, we thank you for coming, and we look forward to implementing some of the things that the senators have directed you to implement. Thank you very much, and safe journey back to Laikipia. So the meeting is adjourned.